Welcome to another episode of the Big Fellas Podcast. Or shall I say, the One and a Half Fella Podcast. With me is Jesus.
I'll get you.
With me is...
We met Jesus.
We did, and we'll talk about that in a second.
We met multiple Jesus, actually.
We saw multiple Jesus, we met one.
Alright, we met one, we saw multiple one. Anyways.
I'm your host, Taverius Funkel, a.k.a. the Big Cheese, a.k.a. the Big Sneeze, a.k.a...
Biggie Cheese himself.
A.k.a...
Biggie Cheese cosplayer extraordinaire.
Yeah, you know...
Why haven't you cosplayed as Biggie Cheese?
I yet to find a rat suit.
You know, you could do like a humanized version with like dark gray sweatpants and like a hoodie. And then,
I gotta get a big gold chain like him.
It's easy. Props.
But anyway, Taverius Funkel, you know me. Old tabby face himself. And of course, joined by me is the half fella, CF Krylos.
Yes.
So, this is a special episode because we just came back from SacAnime weekend.
And by came back, we meant we did not rent out we did not rent out a place to stay the weekend, so we wouldn't have to commute every day. We chose to commute every day because it's just cheaper. We literally live like 20 minutes away from the con, so why not drive over there?
Yeah, it was exciting. We saw, we came, we conquered. And now we're going to talk about what we saw, what we came, and what we conquered.
Yeah. Well, were you waiting for me to say something right there?
I don't know. Either way.
Okay, a little preface. We, not endorse. We, talked the big game about this on the stream last night. Last night, we left the con, did our usual thing on the third day, go to Denny's, celebrate, and then got home, relaxed a little bit, and then got up the energy, ate a couple senzu beans, got up the energy to do a stream, to do a haul stream, we plugged, there we go, that's the word I was looking at.
Yeah, we were plugging this podcast episode.
So if you want to see what we bought, we want to see all the merchandise. We want to see our flex /haul / merch review stream. Watch that. There'll be a link in the description. I hope.
No, I will. I won't forget.
You won't forget. But for now, we are going to talk about all of our delightful stories. So I guess we'll go day by day.
Yeah, that was the plan. Day by day. So let's start with day one.
Mon femme came with us. My wife, who hadn't been to SacAnime since it was held at the Ramada Inn many, many moons ago. Almost 10 years ago, I would say
over 10 years ago.
Over 10 years ago, it was at the Ramada Inn.
The early days of the convention center. Before that... No,
the earliest days... Okay.
The earliest days was held at the Stardust Right Center.
And before that, it was literally at a, kind of like in a mall, almost.
Yeah, it was in that was the Stardust Right Center.
Oh, never mind then, whatever.
Yeah, the earliest days of SacAnime, it was held in its first maybe 3 years. It was held at the local Sacramento Stardust Right Center.
It was very small.
It was very, very small. And then it was held at the Ramada Inn for a few years, and then it wasn't until 2014, 2013, they started being held in downtown Sacramento's Sacramento Convention Center, and then recently that convention center became the Safe Credit Union Convention Center, which is where it's held now.
Yeah.
Still in conjunction with the local hotels and whatnot.
Yeah.
You actually have to go to the hotel lobby of its main area to get your tickets or passes.
So interestingly enough, we went to...
I guess we talk about day zero then.
Yeah, so we went to the January one this year for the winter one. I missed out on the spring one. I just chose not to go because it's I'm going to wait until I go to the summer one.
I did go to the spring one. The spring one is not held at the convention center. It's actually held in a different area. Actually not even held in Sacramento. Technically, it's held in a local, what would you call it, suburb?
This isn't a suburb.
In a suburb called Roseville. but I don't know. I wouldn't call it Roseville a suburb. It's a.
It's its own city.
Yeah, it's its own town. It's right next to Sacramento.
It's in the county.
Yeah, called no, actually no, it's not.
Ah, fuck. Never mind then. Whatever.
But anyway, Roseville, which is just right next to Sacramento anyway, where
they have their own convention center.
It was like this little convention center. It was like kind of more outdoors. I went to that one. It was okay. A lot of cosplayers, as usual. Very cool to see, though. It was way more smaller scale and kind of brought me to my tears. No, it made me remember the era of like the Ramada Inn because it felt like the size of it. But that's I'll talk about if there's another spring one we'll go to and we'll talk about that if that happens. But let's talk about summer. I guess we can start with day 0 where we got our tickets.
Yeah. So unlike the winter. Unlike the winter convention, which had no day 0, it's pretty much Friday. You show up and you have to wait in line, essentially in the cold, because of how huge this line like snaked around the block, and you just had to get your passes from there, and but for the summer, I guess COVID regulations have been lifted. I mean, they strongly recommend that you wore a mask. You didn't have to be vaccinated. Didn't have to wear. I mean, you can choose not to wear a mask, which I know made a lot of cosplayers happy because I'm sure cosplaying with a mask was a big pain in the ass for a lot of them because it ruins unless you're coordinating a mask with your cosplay, which I think is a more creative thing to do in these troubling times, but. Most people are just like, whatever, if vax or not, they're not going to show up with a mask. It's just more natural. I chose to wear a mask the whole weekend because, one, regardless of COVID, con plague is still a harsh reality. And one of our old lads who used to show up to this stuff all the time, Mr. Kisaragi himself, Kisarolo.
He won't start con plague.
And he pretty much started when he was wearing. Actually in the last SacAnime vid we did with good old Saber. Shout out to Saber, R.I.P. He was masked up in one of our in your Japanese cuisine video.
He was. He wore masks.
But anyways,
nice.
So day 0.
Wait, Saber caught con plague.
That's right, he did.
Because remember, a couple years back when Saber was with us.
Yeah.
I thought he's dead. When Saber came with us.
I did say R.I.P.
Yeah. His flight wasn't until the next day after the con, so he stayed with us, and then next morning, after we come back, you went to bed. You were
yeah, I know.
You went straight to bed.
Okay, yeah, to be fair, I was working nights around this time.
Yeah.
So, or not nights, but I was working,
You were working like swing.
I was working swing, but so my schedule was not used to this. So.
Yeah. So, we went out to go get Wingstop. The morning after, Saber was just like, he's like dying. He's like going, Yeah, he's like congested and whatnot. So
you can listen to that episode to see if Saber sounded sick or not.
Yeah,
we recorded an
ancient Tavi radio. I believe it was
It's XM.
Yeah, it was the only episode Tavi Radio XM that you can. It's on my channel. The thumbnail, which will appear on screen right now.
Good job.
Yeah, that'll be a thing. So you can watch that.
Yeah,
and listen to that, and you can see if. I don't think Saber sounded sick in that one.
He did not sound sick.
But it wasn't until he was like leaving and he got home is when Conflict punched him in the gut.
Like Uy Mama punching Choco in her latest anniversary. Gambare! She literally went Anyways, so yeah, day 0. Interestingly enough, I was expecting us which would have been Thursday. I was expecting to show up and see a bunch of people getting in line. For it, and we showed up around 4:00 in the afternoon.
I'll say we showed up around 6, actually.
No, 5. We got home around 6.
Okay, yeah.
we got home. We got there at like 5:00. Showed up. The place was pretty much empty. There was like no line. We just showed off our like email with the little QR code, or I did. It turns out Tav did not buy his tickets early.
No, so I bought my ticket there. Yeah. So yeah, it was pretty fast. I literally went up. I was like the first guy. I went up. I was like, "Can I get the weekend pass?" Okay, and I tap pay with card, whatever. Done and done. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy.
And then, and it was absurdly fast. We got there. We were there less than like
half an hour.
Not even. We were there for 10 minutes, and then I didn't even have to pay like the full price for that parking space, which I will get to for day 1. So that was day 0, and I also bought my wife's little wristband for Friday.
Yeah.
So day 1, I'm bringing my wife. She hasn't been to this convention in years. Also, it just because it happened to coincide with her off day, and also she was considering going with us on Saturday. I'm glad she didn't, because Saturday was like way more crowded. But Friday, pretty good. A lot of walking space. I mean, you still have to watch out and not like take which you have to like not stand so much in like the main heavy traffic areas. Which, by the way, looking back at this now, I realize, it seems like not a good idea in retrospect to take pictures of cosplayers on the vendor floor, even though it seems like a big place to do it, because you're slowing down traffic and getting in the way of people, and it feels like it's much better to do it. I don't know. It seems like it's better to do it outside, but it's also too hot because it was literally like over 100 this weekend.
It was a heat wave, which we're experiencing now.
Yes. As we record this, like 114 outside or something. Actually, let me double check real quick.
Time of this recording.
At the time of this recording, the weather is... Don't show me Santa Clara.
105, and it's only going to get worse.
Yeah. 103 on my phone. Anyways, so yeah, and just like the winter edition, I also recorded. I also brought my 16mm cameras and my 8mm camera for Sunday. But Friday, I decided to bring out my really fancy 60mm camera I acquired this year that I had lubricated and cleaned and professionally serviced. It worked like a charm. I pretty much just walked around, shot about 160 feet that I re-spooled onto 2 different rolls. My poor wife had to put up with that, and then eventually, but my wife also found out that there was a yarn store she likes downtown, so she started all right, enjoy the rest of the con, or enjoy your con. I'm gonna go take a break from all this nerdery and go look at fabric or go look at yarn at the store a few blocks away. And then I proceeded to do that. I also brought and then I just pretty much did that. Met up with a coworker, over a former coworker now. Lost tab for a good chunk until I looked on our Discord of where he was, and just oh wait, he's been in line for, as my wife misread his name, Tom Schmelly.
No, Sean Schmelly.
Sean Schmelly, and then she later renamed him Tom Schmelly. But Tav, do you want to tell the good people who Tom Schmelly really is?
Tom Schmelly is, of course, famous known voice actor. Last known
photo.
Sean
living last known photo.
Sean Schemmel, voice of Goku.
And?
Goku.
Lucario.
Sure, yeah, he was voiced Lucario. Okay.
Once.
No, he voiced Lucario in everything, I believe.
Really?
Yes.
In everything.
That requires a Lucario voice. So, my day 1 involved me walking around the vendor floor, looking around, perusing, pretty much getting a ground floor where notable booths I want to go back to.
Notable what?
Booths.
Booths, thank you.
Would want to go back to. Or vendors.
Okay, that's the thing we can talk about real quick, because your Sean Schemmel story is an epic in itself.
Yeah.
And so Because I could look. Listen. For me, day one, walking around with the wife, for me is just kind of I focus more on trying out my camera, getting it moving, and just kind of like getting a scope of the convention, and then also scoping out all the vendor booths, but never really committing to getting anything. My wife did because it was her one day she was going to be there, and then she proceeded to ask me if it, or at least task me that if I were to see any specifically Takodachi merchandise, because she's into VTubers like me, but she mostly likes the Hololive stuff, and she mostly really likes Ina's mascots, the Takodachis. She really loves them, and she could not find any of them. We ran into a few. Actually, I think I ran into the most Hololive cosplayers on Friday with my wife. We saw a couple of Guras. We saw one casual Ina, and a couple of guys sporting like Happy Oshi jackets with Cali printed on like all over it. But my wife mostly was looking around for like stickers and stuff. So, but yeah, but for me, I was mostly focusing on getting footage of the convention and footage of cosplayers, feeling like an absolute virgin, about going up to cosplayers who are sporting more revealing cosplays with my wife around. It just feels weird because I know my wife doesn't care, but I know she's also gonna like goof on me by like giving me like these fake dirty looks. I don't know. It's one of those weird things. I spoke about it briefly on the Discord, and Say was like, why don't you just be a chat and just go up and do it anyways? I'm like, yeah, I would, but also, I don't know. I respect and love my wife too much. But that aside, it was mostly that. I was just mostly kind of testing the camera out, getting footage of people. This year though, or not this year, this convention though, I think I kind of got my question of permission to instead of saying, because I think most cosplayers are used to hearing, can I take a picture of you? Can I take a photo of you? Can I take video of you for can I take video of you for my whatever, And I think it's interesting that it's hard to explain to people that you're gonna take footage of them, because I think it's just a word that nobody hears anymore.
Personally, I think it would have been easier. I know it would have been inaccurate, but it would have been easier if you just had to take video.
No, it would hurt my soul too much. I'm sorry.
It would have been easier.
It would have been easier, but I think saying footage got I think sends the message home, because it's just they see look. You see my big you see my 60mm cameras. They're clearly big, not big. Fuck off cameras.
Listen. Spoiler alert. A lot of the footage you took. Can I say it?
Yeah.
Okay. Spoiler: a lot of footage you took. Cosplayers ain't moving for shit a lot of the time.
If you see what was left of my cosplay of my convention footage from the winter early this year, it's a good example. In fact, my wife commented when some of the cosplayers did actually move and did poses for the camera, she noted that those ones actually moved for you. And just yeah, I know this is a struggle. I say footage, not photo or picture. I think at one point on the second day, getting a little ahead, I said moving picture, and the response was very funny, which also leads to a discovery that I found out last night. But anyways, so it's interesting, finally getting the my question, asking permission if I could film some of these cosplayers, because can I film you versus can I take footage of you? But I think next time I'll just say, can I film you, because I think that sounds close enough to, can I take a video of you? So next time I'll do that. But also, carrying around these 16mm cameras is so friggin' my arms are now barely recovering. So it's a pain. I have, as much as I like the quality of 16, I might have to maybe consider just doing it on 8mm for now on, because the cameras are easier to, use, and like they're lighter and smaller. So, but yeah, that was pretty much my whole thing. I honestly, outside of some of the main cosplayers that I saw, I think I won't be able to properly remember any of them until I actually get the footage developed and get back. So, anyways, Dad, would you like to tell the good people about your epic, your Homerian odyssey of the case of the missing Sean Schemmel?
Okay, all right. First of all, let me preface this. Something I forgot to mention is that something you kept telling me throughout the convention is that I blend into the crowd.
Oh my! Okay,
instantly.
Tav, his choice of clothing. Weirdly enough, you do not have any anime shirts.
No, I've kind of
gone away from that.
Let me preface something preface something about my clothing choices.
Wardrobe.
About my wardrobe now. I do not wear graphic tees anymore.
He's not a child. He doesn't wear weeaboo shirts anymore.
No. Like I always tell people, I'm fucking in my 30s mentally. So all my shirts are pretty plain and not like...
Most of them are pocket tees, I'm starting to notice.
I like pockets.
Okay.
Alright? I have a lot of pocket tees. The most exciting piece of clothing in my...
Exciting piece, I love this.
In my most exciting shirt in my wardrobe is a striped shirt I just got recently. And even then, it's gray and black. So... The only exciting thing about my wardrobe choice is my backpack, which has my little Hall Life charms and whatnot. I would say now they're all Hall Life charm. I got one Genshin charm on that, but that's because
one Genshin. I thought you were anti-Genshin.
I like the child. She's funny.
Funny child.
Yeah.
No Fate.
Well, I did have a Fate one, and then it got lost at the con. It was the rubber one.
All right.
She fell, I guess.
She fell. Oh, she fell off.
Which sucks. So, I didn't notice that until yesterday, by the way, when I was packing the backpack.
Damn, I lost my Fate charm at the anime convention.
Yeah, I was actually kind of like, man, damn.
That makes me sad.
But anyway, I just went into the crowd.
It's like he goes, or it's interesting. This man literally has like the Hitman moment here. He just like, Tav says, alright, I'm just going to go off and do my own thing. And you just see him wade into the crowd and just vanish like the Hitman. He just blends in perfectly with every other weeaboo in this convention. It's just like Tav is like over 6 feet tall. He's 6 feet tall and he's very wide. And yet somehow, this man just blends in perfectly into a crowd. And because he doesn't wear any distinctive shirts, I'm just like, where the fuck did this guy go? He literally has to be at least 10 feet away from me, and I have to remember the color of his shirt perfectly, or I do not see him. I do not see him. He's just like, where'd he go? Where's Tav? Dinner's ready. Where's Grandpa?
What? Yeah. Okay, so the Sean Schemmel Odyssey. My day one, this was the exciting thing about my day one. The rest of my day one was like getting to know the vendor floor and seeing what's up. Okay?
Coming across my former coworker.
I didn't see him on that day.
Oh, you're right. I'll go into that story because your Todd Schmelly story is an epic unto itself.
So, let me preface this by saying, Sean Schemmel was actually not the person I wanted to see.
Oh,
no offense to him. So, I was confused, and I thought Dragon Ball voice actor Mike McFarlane, known for voicing Roshi and some other miscellaneous characters, and especially Dragon Ball GT's very own Baby.
Give me a second. Do you mind? Can I make the joke real quick? I know you said the correct name, but I would say Seth MacFarlane, Todd McFarlane. You're gonna meet the creator of Spawn and Family Guy.
Yep.
Sod MacFarlane.
Yep.
Wow.
No, actually, was gonna meet Seth Green.
Ugh.
Seth Meme.
oh, look at me, I was on Buffy, and then I made Robot Chicken, and then I was the kid
Wasn't he on that Dodge show, like a 100 Good Deeds of like...
for Eddie McNally? No.
Yeah, no, that was him.
No.
Yes.
No, okay. I'm going to look this up, because that...
By the way,
that show
was
my life when it was out, because I wanted to see...
You want to see him turn back into a man.
Yeah, and the show got canceled before 3 seasons of the show, he never became a boy. Oh my, voices of Seth Green and Jason Hervey.
Yes.
Oh my god, hold on. Oh my god, so season 1, played by, let's see. Voiced by Seth Green in season 1, Jason Hervey seasons 2 through 3. You know what, you're right. Okay, I'll give you that one. I just need to know, did this fucking show have a conclusion? Declining ratings. Oh! Okay, quick sidebar. The series was canceled in the United States due to declining ratings in the spring of 2002 after only 40 episodes and 60 deeds left. And he was 60 deeds short. Tev! And he was 60 deeds short.
He's still a dog.
He wasn't even halfway there.
Anyway, yeah, so I was meeting Sean Schemmel.
Mm-hmm.
So, me still thinking I was about to meet Mike McFarlane, I was thinking, well, okay, like, Roshi's Roshi, but this man ever had a GT DVD in the past 10 years, or GT merchandise in the past 10 years, come up to him and be like, can you sign this? So I was on a quest before to meet him for something GT related. And I came across a booth, and I found...
hold on, you're really, really one of the few voices who are just like, guys, GT's not that bad.
I'm the champion for this.
I know.
Everything needs a champion, and I happen to be GT's champion.
You're right. I got my few things that people think are terrible that I champion.
So, because honestly, I've seen worse shit in the past couple years that's come out nowadays that I do not think is as enjoyable as watching Dragon Ball GT.
Okay.
But that's a topic. That is a opinion and topics for another day. Maybe I'll make a video. Animes that I rather watch Dragon Ball GT over. Is that how to say that?
No. Animes that I'd rather watch Dragon Ball. I think animes
that make me want to watch Dragon Ball GT over them.
Yeah, there you go.
So I can probably streamline that title to be more YouTube clickbait friendly, whatever.
These shows are worse than Dragon Ball GT. I would rather watch GT than these shows.
Yeah, animes I'd rather watch. Animes that make me want to watch Dragon Ball GT.
There you go.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
So Sean Schmelly.
So I find for $5 a old era Dragon Ball GT Funimation release.
Funimation.
With like 3 episodes, and specifically, I was lucky enough to find an episode that has Baby as the fucking big golden grape ape on it.
Mm-hmm.
And it also happens to be the ones where Goku fights Baby, Goku kills Baby, and it's the end of the Baby arc.
Nice.
Funny enough. So I'm like, perfect.
It's also titled Salvation. Just so good people.
It's the Dragon Ball GT Salvation DVD.
Right.
Which also means I gotta start collecting them. But that's...
Boy, oh boy.
By the way, not inexpensive. If you want to collect an anime and be like, yeah, I have the entirety of this anime on DVD, the Dragon Ball GT DVDs are not fucking rising in price anytime soon. Thank God.
Thank God. All right.
So I start walking around to where where voice actors and other people are like signing, and I don't see Mike McFarlane. I see Christopher Sabat and...
When's Christopher Sabat not there?
You're right. And Sean Schemmel. And I go up to the people, I'm like, yeah, I'm looking for this guy, Mike McFarlane. I was like, oh, Mike is scheduled for winter. I was confused. But I was like, oh, damn. And then I walked back over to where Sean Schemmel and Chris Sabat are signing. And I saw that Sean's line was moving a little faster and there was no cap for it.
Okay, explain to me why Chris Sabat's line gets a cap all the time. Because when
Chris Sabat's in a lot more shit.
Okay, when my wife...
He's like the Funimation.
Okay, Because when my wife and I were walking around, like looking for things like, like when we were walking around looking for you, and also like just because here's the thing, the autograph area is maybe the most open area and probably the best place to like get to like take pictures of cosplayers indoors without having to block foot traffic. So we scoped that. So I essentially scoped that area a few times. So, but then which is where we ended up encountering you right after I looked at the Discord. And yeah, my wife and I were like just kind of looking at you, seeing what was going on over there on your area. We were also just like looking at this like, at Chris Sabat's line, and we were just like ended up getting entertained by watching these people kind of like circle around the Chris Sabat line, seeing if they can get like an opening. We saw this like woman, this young woman, like I think circle around it the most, and I mean I'm sure other people circle around it, but her outfit was stood out more because she was kind of wearing like your typical like, she had like pink hair and like this like short pink like schoolgirl dress, and then like this and like the like her like schoolgirl shirt like tied tied in the front. So it's just like this like this pink schoolgirl like this like she stood out more, obviously. Like I don't know if she was supposed to be a stall for or anything. I mean I don't think so because it was like plaid, or she was just like a rant like because one thing about the cosplays again. I think because bunny suits are just easy to make, people just show up as in like bunny suit version of this character, or just randomly like fuck it, I'm just a woman in a bunny suit. I don't care. Well, like I'm not supposed to be anything. I'm just a bunny girl. Like, which we'll talk about like the evolution of like the random generic cosplay versus like in terms of like what's like the trend, but. So yeah, this girl kind of stood out. I don't know if she was supposed to be anything or she was just like random school, like generic pink schoolgirl, or whatever. But anyways, back to you. We kind of my wife and I kept on looking at like, oh, is Tav ever gonna meet Sean Schmelly? Todd Schmelly?
So I decided the Christopher Sabat line, as much as I do like his work, of course, he's a lot more things, that's why.
Yeah.
So much.
You're
more
right.
things.
I saw more cartoon characters on his little like his like little like background thing.
Now I don't want to say Sean Schimmel's work is limited, but when Sean Schimmel's on his fucking little like banner, that's
the word banner.
That on banner to show.
Why wasn't Gonard on that banner?
I don't know. Hard from Kappa Mikey was on there.
If you showed up with a Kappa Mikey DVD and asked him, "Can you please sign this?" What do you think? Do you think he would give you a reaction?
I think he gave me a reaction to GT.
Okay, I want to hear this, so please finish up.
Anyway, so I decided, okay, you know what? Sean Schimmel round 2. I met him last summer too.
Last summer? Really? Last summer?
Yes.
You didn't meet him? Did you meet him at all for like the winter? Was he here for the winter?
No.
Okay.
I met him last summer, and I gave him Big Red. Along with Joe.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. You told me that.
And he was like, and I asked him, "Do you want Big Red? Do you want some Big Red?" He's like, "Yes, I love Big Red." And
I wanted to hear that in Goku's voice.
Oh yeah, I love that. I love Big Red.
But yeah, I love Big Red. I'm Goku. It's me, Goku. Give me your Big Red. You bring enough for everyone, for all the Z fighters?
ASMR. Goku.
Krillin, did you bring enough gum for all the Z fighters?
Yeah, Goku, I only bought Big Red, your favorite brand.
Oh boy, I love Big Red.
Big Red, I prefer spearmint. You cross the line, Vegeta! Oh, just Goku at his angriest. Vegeta likes spearmint over Big Red.
Actually, I'm with Goku. Look, spearmint is good, but actually, if he said he liked fucking juicy fruit, I would have been like, Vegeta, you monster. It's only good for like...
Imagine Piccolo's like, technically I prefer juicy fruit. You too, Piccolo. Do any of you like Big Red? Krillin's like, I like Big Red. That's why you're my best friend, Krillin.
He brought the Big Red, though.
Exactly. But anyway, okay. So I decided it's going to be more worth it for me to just go through Sean Schimmel's line. He doesn't have as much people, but there's still a long line. So I'm sitting there. 1 hour passes by. I'm at the front of the line, and then Sean's agency handler decides, we're actually going to take an hour break. You're going to be he looked at me, you'll be the first person in line when we get back. I'm like, oh yeah, I am the front of the line.
Please quote the Discord convo referring to that, because I thought that was very funny.
Yeah, let me go back to it then. So, I'm the front of the line.
Damn, he's the front of the line.
So, I tell everybody in this Discord, I am meeting an Orange Hillbilly. Everybody has Funko Pops. I have a GT DVD. And I said, go to one to lunch. Now I must wait maybe an hour. Literally the first person in line when this dude gets back. Then Saber
Everyone
says,
has Funko. Yeah.
Bruh, I can't believe Goku Fortnite went to lunch. I would kill the other people, and I responded, I would kill the other people in front of me, but I am the front of the line. You are the front of the line. And they said, where's this dude? They lost Goku. all right.
No, he had a victory. Sorry, I'll be the voice of Terumo here. You be yourself, I'll be everyone else, so that everyone can hear my impressions of them.
Okay. Where is this dude? They lost Goku.
He had a victory royale to get.
His agency handler is running around looking for him.
He is eating. Leave him.
I have been waiting for over 2 hours to meet him. I already paid for this damn autograph.
R.I.P.
How the fuck did they lose Goku?
Nimbus. He straight up just zip.
He really did. He ate and dipped.
And that was the end of it.
So, speaking of okay. Now to explain the contents of that conversation. I waited over 2 hours to meet Sean Schemmel. And he left at 3. I waited an hour. And then his agency handler came back right before 4. A little after 4, sorry. And I noticed that he's by himself. And he makes me, and I pay for my autograph, $40. And now I'm waiting. And I see him look around. And then one of the staff asks him, where's Sean? And he's like, oh, he went to go talk. He went to go talk to Chris. And I'm like, okay. And then the agency handler runs away to go to Chris Savitt's signing area. And I notice that he leaves, and I start to see him look around. And I'm like, oh, and then I see him run to another booth. I'm like, oh my god, he lost Sean Schemmel. He lost
Goku.
He lost Goku. He lost Goku.
Hey, it's me, Goku. I got lost.
He fucking lost him. So for 15 minutes, I'm waiting for another 15-20 minutes for the AC handler to come back with Goku, and I just see him. I turn around and I see his handler look around and run around the signing area, and the area. I'm like, oh my god, he fucking lost Sean Schemmel. He then comes back 20 minutes later. He's like, oh, sorry guys, I'm back, and we all start clapping. I shit you not, a Reddit moment. He found him. We all start clapping. He's like, we're back. He's like, yeah, clapping. I'm the first person in line. I've been waiting at the little signing table. For 20 minutes, and he's like, is this it? I'm like, yeah. He's like, wow, GT, I had a lot of fun recording this, but this is old school, man. That's awesome. Also, nice glasses. I'm a glasses guy. You got really nice glasses.
Like that. He's a very sweet man.
Very,
IRL.
Very sweet. So, I then say thank you. I give him a fist bump, and I now have my signed GT DVD, and that will come into play into day 2. And that was my day 1.
Yeah, so with that being said, I spent these last 3 days because my coworker. All right, here's the thing. Here's a little bit of IRL of my personal life dipping in, influencing some of the events of this week. So I left my job last week. It's Monday. It's Monday when we're recording this. Labor Day. It's a Labor Day podcast. Happy Labor Day, guys! Don't go to work. Tell your bosses you hate them and you're gonna eat their children if you get the chance. That'll teach them a lesson. So I dipped on my job. I mean, I wanted to give him time, but because the new job I acquired had a hard time getting back to me, telling me to like that everything was okay and I should put in my 2 weeks notice. That never happened. I kept calling him. I was like, look, I need to know when I could tell my job that I'm dipping on them. And they essentially never got back to me until after I had essentially told my own job. It's like, you know what, I'm taking a chance. I don't know if I got this job or not, but god damn it. Like, hopefully everything works out okay. So I told my job I dipped. And one of my coworkers who had been planning on going to SacAnime for a while, especially after I told him about it like a few months ago, and I put in time at my now former job, he had kept on like asking me like oh, you're still going, right? You're still going, because I'd also been sick most of the week last week, so I guess he was worried that I was going to be too sick to go. So he kept on like talking about how much his like how he was going to go and cosplay as like a Genshin character, and then I guess also Master Chief. So it was interesting to see, like, because he kept on like texting me or like messaging me through Discord, like, "Hey man, I'm gonna be here at this time." It's like, "Hey, yeah, we're already here. Actually, I'm gonna go get lunch." It's like, "Okay, well, I'm actually gonna do this." Just like, we kept on like communicating and like saying like, "All right, this is what time I'm gonna be here. Actually, it's gonna be this time. Actually, it's gonna be this time. Actually, it's gonna be this time." So like, towards the end of the convention, when like Tav was finally ready to go home after he'd gotten his thing from Todd Schmelly, from Sean Schemmel. I'll quit that joke. From Sean Schemmel, I had finally run into Chris. He finally got there. He was in his Master Chief cosplay, and as soon as I said, and like, because I could not see his face, and then because I had seen no other Master Chiefs, I saw Chris. He looked at me, and we finally realized, oh, that's Chris. That's him. It's him. I think I even saved film to like shoot to like maybe I didn't. I can't remember if I got his Master Chief cosplay on film or not, but he recognized me and he waved at me, and like I finally realized like, oh, it's Chris. Finally, I saw him, but before I could even have any bit more time with them, he immediately got swamped by people who wanted to take pictures of his Master Chief costume. So our reunion was brief, but then I ended up having to go home, or I ended up wanting to go home because I'd been walking around a day. I shot the film I wanted to shoot. Tav got the thing he needed to do, and my wife was ready to go home too. So we did that, and we went to Applebee's, much to Tav's chagrin. And I'm more upset at Applebee's than my wife and Tav are.
No, your wife was not upset with Applebee's. I think she left.
No, like my wife only likes Applebee's because of the drinks. She drinks more than I do, and also we were watching I think it was Serena Williams' last her retirement match, which was interesting. I kind of couldn't care less. I know it's a big occasion, it's important, but I was Also, I realized that my wife and Tav realized that when I go to conventions, I do not consume any comestibles at all, much to their worry. I pretty much just like load up on food and drink. When by load up, I mean I eat one thing and drink two things at home, and then I'm pretty much just like powered on will.
I mean, neither do I, and that's only because of like I forget, honestly.
I kind of forget too, but then also just like look, I want to spend more time on the floor. I don't have time to use the toilet and digest my food.
I will say this: if you're for some reason the thirst did hit you, the Starbucks that was connected to the convention center luckily had free water for stores, or if you did not want water for some odd reason.
Oh yeah, my wife actually spent time in the line to get coffee. So she actually did have to wait around for her to get food and drink. So that was interesting. Day
2, I wanted to get Starbucks. I was like, you know what? I'm gonna want that strawberry refresher. And then I saw a line. I'm like, fuck that.
I'm just getting water.
Just some fucking water. And then I saw that right outside the second entrance of the vendor hall is a little vending machine that people didn't even fucking notice.
Yeah, I noticed that too, second time around.
So, a little vending machine. So if I really did want something sweet to drink, I can always just go over there and get like a fucking Powerade or a bottle of water.
Or Mountain Dew.
Or a Mountain Dew. By the way, that fucking Applebee's Mountain Dew fucked my ass up.
Yeah, I know. Tav really got ass blasted by it. R.I.P. My guts. So, yeah, day one was a pretty good intro to everything. Like I said, it was cool to see a lot of cosplayers. One thing I will note is that I felt like because my wife was with me, and I could, like, after I was done, like, because she was kind of hanging out nearby me, and also after I like, was done filming, I could just return to her, like, immediately. I think if you're gonna take pictures of, like, other cosplayers, especially, like, female cosplayers, I think it helps if you have, like a female companion, because I think it makes you look less creepy. I could be overthinking this, but I feel for me, especially after my experiences, and just in general, just thinking that, like, I don't know, I feel like I for some reason feel creepier than I probably look. I feel like having my wife there gave me more confidence in that, like, I feel like I look less of a creep. So therefore, it's less problems for me to ask female cosplayers if I could take footage of them for my films. So that was noted. But then also, Saber's reply to that, and, like, my kind of weird anxiety and concern about asking cosplayers, which never goes away. I feel like I got more confident, but when I put the words out, I start to eat my own words, so that I kind of choke on them, and it feels kind of awkward. I'm sure the cosplayers feel know that I'm very awkward about this, but Saber's comment about, like, you should just be a chat and ask anyways. I feel like that was, like, the fuel and, like, the hot video game magazine tip that I needed. Like, that was the Nintendo Power hotline tip that I needed to, like, push me through the rest of the convention. He's like, just be a chat and do it anyways. I'm like, he's right. He's right!
He's right!
He's right! But yeah, so it's like, hearing like that, when I would, like, feel like, should I don't know, I feel kind of weird asking, but then I just remembered Saber's like, be a Chad, do it anyways. I'm like, you're right, Saber.
Yeah, but Saber doesn't talk to girls.
Yeah, but maybe he doesn't. But him having that advice was still useful, even if he may not take it.
Anyway,
as opposed to you, who just, like, pose no clips through crowds to get the cosplayers he wants to take photos of, like.
Okay, that should inspire you. The fact that I do that, I don't give a shit.
No, I see you and I'm like, dang. But then, like, I mean, I also look. I'm not gonna downplay your inspiration either. I'm like, damn, this guy is just like, like cowcatcher plows through an entire crowd.
I split crowds open.
Like,
okay, it is a sea of people. And like Moses,
which we saw
Anime Moses.
We saw Anime Moses, and we saw a lot of Anime Jesus, a lot of Jesuses.
So, like Moses splitting the Red Sea, I split the sea of people going through, making their way through vendor halls to get to one cosplayer.
But anyway,
that's dedication, people.
Yeah, but that's day one. Day two, the crowds were bigger. Also, day one, I wanted to bring my photo camera that uses film, and all my fucking drugstores were sold out of, like, the little shitty, like, not shitty, but, like, the little cheap, like, drugstore 3-packs that you usually get of, like, Fujifilm or whatever.
Yeah.
Sold out. I was kind of bummed out. Could not take any photo pictures, and I'm like, all right, whatever.
Bummed out or pissered?
Bummed out. I didn't even think about bringing my insects, because they had plenty of insects at all these places. But I kind of wanted to, like, try out my actual, like, film camera, my photo camera. So, day two, or, like, going home day one, I realized, like, wait, there's a camera. There's an actual camera store downtown. I'm just going, like, you know what? When we get downtown, I'll split off from Tav and walk down, like, the 5 blocks, or like the 8 blocks or so, actually, like the 8 or 7 blocks to get to this place, and buy fresh film from there. And of course, I did that. It worked. It got to see a little bit of downtown again, and I was ready to go round 2 with this. And then, of course, I brought my other camera because the camera I was working with that uses a battery had a bit of an issue. Nothing mechanical, but I think the heat made some of the contact cement that held some of the metal plates for some of the dials in place fell off. Not that it affects function, but it does, for the sake of not having to put pieces of the camera that are falling off away. I had to buy Gorilla Glue before we got home and put that together, and then I didn't and of course this stuff takes 24 hours to cure. I could not bring this camera back, so I still had another roll of film to shoot. So what did I do? I grabbed my other 16mm film. In fact, the kind of replacement one for the one I did use early this year for the winter convention, and I went around and shot that. And thinking of Saber's words, I decided I was just gonna just go for it, ganbare, as they say. And this time Tav and I hung out more, and also this time Tav made a mortal enemy in my coworker, who happens to be one of Tav's school companions. Tav, do you want to talk about how you were like when he shows up on site?
He kept texting Kralos.
Well, messaging.
Messaging Kralos. Oh yeah, we're here. We'll be there. We're
just going to actually we're just going for lunch. We'll be back at 2. Actually, it's going to be more like 3. The line is pretty long.
Yeah. By the way, as someone who's experienced staying in that area, especially during con time and whatnot, it should not take you a fucking hour to get lunch. I know he's gonna listen to this fuck ass, so listen. Look here, listen.
And slam the desk a little bit lightly. Go ahead. Minus 10 HP, Desk-kun.
So, look here, listen. It does not take you an hour and a half to go get fucking lunch. Alright, you go to Subway, you tell them, give me bacon, ham, cheese. Alright?
Bacon, ham, cheese? Oh shit. The triple pork threat.
Double pork
threat.
Oh, don't touch the room. You tell them, make me sandwich. Okay, what sandwich? This sandwich. Alright, here's sandwich. Cool. Oh! Then you swallow it whole like you're a fucking snake in front of them, wrapping it all, and you tell them, how much was that? And then you give you price. Okay, it does
Here's
not.
50p. Go fuck yourself.
How much was that? How much is the sandwich? That'll be 100p. Here's 50p. Fuck you, bastard. You walk out and you eat the damn fucking sandwich. Anyway, I'm kidding. It's not a real. Okay, it's not a real mold. Alright, I'm just joking. But he kept saying, oh, we're going to be right here. We're going to be right there. And let's see what about the bottom.
We kept waiting and looking for him. Just like, how many Zhongli cosplayers could we possibly find?
Not a lot. There were not
and they're pretty identifiable because they dress in all shades of brown. And also,
poopy brown.
Also, my coworker is a tall man.
Tall, lanky fuck. I'm kidding. This man is going to take everything seriously. So, eventually finds us. Somehow he's like, who are you guys looking for? I'm like, you fuck. And I literally said, you fuck ass.
Yeah, we encounter my coworker and his companion, who I guess he was sharing a hotel room with this weekend.
Yes.
Okay.
And
we're just kind of hanging out. I finally take footage of him.
I take a photo of him holding the GT DVD. I tell him about the GT DVD, to which his first question, unironically asked me, why?
Yeah. Which you also took a picture of him too, anyways.
I did.
So. But the way he's holding it is funny, because it's just he's like, would you like this?
Yeah, I'm like, okay, that's funny. But the fact that he had to ask me why unironically...
Oh, here's the funny thing. So, we meet up with them, we say hi, and he's like, so what are you guys up to? He's like, no, nothing really. I guess we're just going to walk around. He's like, you want to walk around with us? We do that for 5 minutes. We keep losing track of him, and we just decide, you know what? Forget it. He and his chum are clearly on their own quest. We're just gonna split off from them. I genuinely thought am I really gonna hang out with my coworker all today? Kind of hang out with them, get to know him. I mean, not get to know him, but kind of hang out, bond with him as an anime fan outside of. Well, I guess since we're not gonna be able to do that at work anymore. And I guess the answer was no, because he was hanging out with his friend, technically, and it's fine. I mean, that's what they're here for.
His friend wanting to... Did I mention this?
Oh, okay. Funny thing about this, and my coworker kept bringing this up because he thinks it's but funny. He even messaged me saying like, "Hey, if you see any Hinata cosplayers, let me know. My friend is a man of taste." But then also he told me that
a man of taste.
Hold on, we'll get there. Because like he hit like the funny joke thing would be that his friend was going to
Down on the knee.
Get down on one knee and propose to a Hinata cosplayer. And I told him even when we were working together, I was like, yeah, Chris, that sounds kind of cringe. Don't that sounds kind of weird and embarrassing. I know it's a convention. You think all you guys are like weeaboos and like it's still like the mid 2000s anime scene where you can just show up and like essentially like
harass
people. You can still fucking glomp other people.
And guess what? No
harassment will not be tolerated.
Yeah, that's tagline for SacAnime. Harassment will not be tolerated. And I will not tolerate it either.
So I told him, yeah, don't do it. It's like, it'll be funny. He'll still do it.
If he's gonna do it, then he's gotta fucking commit.
Which he did not.
No, he's fucking coward.
He was too legit. He was too not legit enough.
We'll talk about it with day 3.
Okay. So, but yeah, we pretty much did that. Also, so with my camera stuff, I had some people like compliment and say like, "Oh wow, cool camera," you know. Which is always fun to see people compliment my camera stuff.
Our same friend said, "Are you a tourist? Are you a tourist?"
Yeah, he asked me like, "You look like a tourist," because I wore my sushi shirt. Which, by the way, this is the first SacAnime where I myself was complimented for something I was wearing. I had people compliment my sushi button-up shirt that I wore for day 2. I actually got more compliments than my shirt I wore on day 3, which comes with a funny story. But I had some people like compliment and say what a cool camera, but not want to hold enough conversation. Except for like a few people who asked me like, "Hey man, what kind of camera is that?" And then like obviously, bring up like the whole like the thing about film is I get to be like the film guy for this.
Why does you sound like the irate gamer? The thing about film is...
Oh, what the hell?
What the hell? I can film with this?
Yeah, so one of the funny things I found out last night as I was kind of going... Because here's a dumb thing I do, and you could tell me this is weird or not. But the convention's a big place, and I always think it's funny. It's like, I wonder if I show up in other people's pictures in the background. Like, because it'd be cool to see me like mid filming or walking around my big 16mm cameras in the background for some of this stuff, and I just think it's funny if people spot that. And I've never been lucky. I spotted Tev in the background of like a picture from the winter convention, and then I was in the background of one of Tav's pictures, funnily enough, on day 3, but did not spot myself. But I came across a group in like the main entrance area that consisted of people cosplaying Pokemon characters, both Pokemon and Pokemon characters. And in the center, like there were cosplayers who were like Venomoth and like Butterfree, like they're kind of cute like humanized versions. But in the center was this Officer Jenny and Nurse Joy cosplayer. And for some reason, looking at the Officer Jenny cosplayer, I thought like, she looks familiar. And I'm going to be a little crass here and be like, but also, like this Officer Jenny cosplayer is like pretty thick. Like, wow, like thick with 2 C's. I'm kind of into it. And it's like, but she looks familiar. Where have I seen this woman before? I feel like she looks familiar. Or maybe I'm just at the period where, like, a lot of cosplayers start blending in together because a lot of them follow the same makeup tutorials and whatnot, so it's kind of hard for me to, like, distinguish which ones are, like, I don't know, they have to be really distinctive, unfortunately. I sound like a monster saying this, but I don't know, like, there's, like, there's gotta be, like, a weird cosplay meta of, like, people have to look this way to, like, get attention or whatever. But anyways, I'm not gonna go into it. So... And the nurse, and also the Nurse Joy was very nice because she was being cosplayed by some of like a very nice like older lady, was very cool. But when they were like people were taking pictures of them in like a group by the entrance, and I thought like, oh, that's really cool. I'm gonna get into the I'm gonna get in here before they like disperse real quick. I gotta get this, and I said, could I take? Because like I said, I've now changed my question. Like when I asked if I could like film them for my like short films, I asked, could I get Can I take footage of you, of your cosplay? You know, of your outfit. Can I take footage of your outfit? Can I take footage of your cosplay? And I think the officer Jenny said, "Well, footage is like, yeah, like footage. It's like a video. It's like, yeah, it's a motion." She said like video, and I said, yeah, it's motion picture. And I think either the Nurse Joy or the Officer Jenny cosplay responds like motion picture, and so which I think is funny but it's not incorrect. So I took footage of them and I thought like that was cool, very nice. And then fast forward last night, I'm like looking through some of these cosplay photos, and I spot the Nurse Jenny and then the Officer Jenny Nurse Joy cosplayers. And I did not realize that was none other than cosplayer Feisty V. Did not even think she would come to SacAnime. Like, holy shit, this is a cosplayer I'm very familiar with. She's chums with another cosplayer I follow. And is all around, like, you know, if you want some, like, very fine... I'm going to plug her right here, but if you want some very fine and thick boudoir cosplay pics, she's someone you should definitely be interested in. But did not know that the woman cosplaying Nurse Joy was none other than her mom, who goes by at Cosmom on Instagram. So she was cosplaying as Nurse Jenny with her as Officer Jenny with her mom as Nurse Joy, which is very, very cute and very wholesome. But yeah, I did not know I got a picture of like a pretty well-known cosplay. Did not know I got footage of a well-known cosplayer in my one of my films, which is very cool. So I feel pretty accomplished, but also feel like, damn, I wish I could have enjoyed recognizing and seeing her more, because that ruled. But also, it's my fault for not realizing she was going to be at SacAnime, so that's my bad. But anyways, the rest of it was pretty cool. I think it took some more. I wanted to commit a lot of like. I think the cosplayers I mostly took footage of were mostly like cosplayers who were like cosplaying characters nobody thinks about. So, like obviously Homestead cosplayers I need to take pics of. Anyways. I'll talk about my cosplay reaction summary on when we get to the third day. But that was pretty much day 2, and then Tav and I had Sonic that day.
Well, let me talk about my day 2.
Wait. Alright, what else did you do on day 2?
The GT pictures.
Oh, yeah. Go ahead, talk about the GT pictures.
Okay. So, Dragon Ball GT, you know, we already talked about the stupid DVD, right? Alright, so I decided it'd be funny if it'd be so awesome.
Yes, thank you.
It'd be so cool if I can get these people to take pictures with my GT DVD. So, they're on my Instagram. You know how to find me. Tagface.
You know
Instagram,
me.
yeah.
Say the line.
Yeah, you know me. We also forgot to mention something about day 2 at the end of it. But we'll get to that in a sec.
Go ahead.
So I made cosplayers take pictures with my GT DVD. The reactions were kind of interesting. Some reactions were more than others. I talked to a really cool Ganyu cosplayer.
Ganyu cosplayer? Oh!
I wish.
Ganyu cosplay.
No, Ganyu from...
I know.
The goat from... The goat girl from Genshin. We talked about...
Okay, so that's the character.
Yeah. So that was cool. There was something at the end of day 2. A reunion of sorts.
Oh, I forgot about the reunion. The epic crossover reunion. Because it happened one right after the other.
So, he encounters us. My old friend from high school. I'll just say his fucking name. I don't think he cares. He's got his own podcast. I didn't even tell you the name of his podcast. So...
Yeah, what's the name of your podcast?
I asked him, like, what's your podcast name? Or what's your podcast name? And he just fucking doesn't even tell me.
He doesn't want you to listen so you can hear him, so you can judge him talking about the shit he says to you. Because he admitted that he talks about you often in his podcast, which I think is funny. But he ain't man enough to tell you what it was or what he talks about.
I am genuinely asking him, like, oh, what is it you tell people about me? He's like, I don't want to say it. He said, I don't want to say it. I'm like, you fuck ass. Anyway, run into my old friend from high school, who proceeds to call me a man monster.
Tell the good people what he also said about me. Because we revealed how we torture each other with bad...
movies and anime
with bad films and anime, right?
Yeah, to which he said, you're both horrible.
I was like, he said...
What's wrong with both of you?
Yeah, what's wrong with you guys? To which I have never felt like anything was wrong with me. Up until that point. Like, I had always suspected that perhaps I had monstrous habits. And I know I like to torture people with awful things. With awful media. But to have somebody straight up tell me, what's wrong with both of you? And for me to regale him with like, and then Tav showed me Aiken. And it was like this. He's like, yeah, that sounds like he does it. Like, well, don't worry. I got him back with my movie. What movie? And he's just like, what movie was it? A movie called Mr. Green Sky. And I explained to him, he's like, what's wrong with you guys? Which is like, makes me think like, well, okay, let's be fair here. What makes you so normal, dummy?
What makes you so epic in a world of fail?
Yeah, no, wait, hold on a sec. Are you gonna tell them about how somebody legit yelled like, I lost the game?
Oh, that's funny. Someone was yelling old memes.
Somebody yelled.
I heard Dane himself a few times.
Somebody legit yelled, I lost the game, in which I said...
You looked at me, and I looked at you, and we just smiled, and you held your hands up like you're in a fucking Tim Buckley comic.
I had a religious...
awakening.
A religious awakening.
You knew God was real for a second.
Yeah. Okay, go on. So, we met his chum.
Yeah. And we're talking, and well. Look who showed up after not seeing him in person for maybe almost 3 to 4 years.
None other, and these are for the real Meal Boy old heads out here.
The real Tag-Face TV fans know this guy.
Jod himself descended from the heavens.
With his gym bro.
And
he's like, well, true it is. Still talks the same, still looks the same.
And it even said, and we had a beautiful reunion, and he was just like, if you ever want me to be on a Meal Boy, I will eat like a whole pound of meat or whatever.
He literally said that, yeah, I'm down to eat a whole pound of raw ground beef.
Okay, he legit... I was leading up to saying like, oh yeah, do a Meal Boy where Gym Rat Jod shows up. Gym Rat Jod, I like
Swole Jod Arc.
Swole Jod Arc, and he shows up. He's like, here, Tav, why don't you try this container full of protein? And before I could say wheat protein or something, he says, oh, ground beef, yeah, we'll do that. I'm like, oh my god, Jod, you're more monstrous than I imagined.
God. But yeah, it was such a nice reunion to see him. Especially since, like, Jod is a dear longtime friend, and something you said, someone who oddly enough is willing to
go on.
Someone who has a good foot in reality.
Yes.
Where for videos, this is why I like collaborating a lot with John and having him in videos, is because he and I are not so different. Which is the fact that we can turn on these characters for videos and whatnot, and then immediately when it's done, we get out of that character.
Yeah, Jod has always been very fun, like in person. I like him a lot. I like how he can just turn on the whole dumb Jod lore and just go into character.
We've made up a lot of.
He knows when to turn it off.
Yes, he knows how to turn it off.
He knows how to be a person in real life, essentially.
Yes.
Which is very unique, and I like that. I much respects to to Jod.
He's a real fucking performer, him.
Yeah, he's great. I like him.
So, sadly, we're about to leave, and Jod is going to go do his own thing for a little bit.
Which Saturday is I would say is the longest day for most con goers because it goes into the night, and that's also when I don't know if they had the rave.
I think the rave was still there.
Okay, well,
that's what he loves going to. He loves the SacAnime rave.
Of course, fucker.
So, God, it's so funny.
So we go home. We get Sonic, as is our day 2 tradition now.
Sonic, okay.
Sonic is good again. Actually, I had their Texas toast chicken sandwich and it was pretty good.
I wanted to get their foot-long coney chili
dog.
it. No, I didn't even get it because
they were out.
Yeah, they were out, and then I wanted to get hamburger, and they were out a hamburger, so I just got popcorn chicken with buffalo sauce on them. I'm like, they didn't even give me my damn ranch. I was like, it's alright. It was good, I guess. But
they didn't give my damn ranch, but I said, it was good.
Yeah, but their slush was their slush was great. The best thing that they have is like their slushes, personally. Or also the tater tots are not bad. I just with a little bit of catsup, it was good. So yeah, that was day 2. Day 3, yesterday. Seems so far away.
Go on, I'm listening. So day 3, still no wife. She was done with me. Also on day 2, I told myself I have no anime shirts to wear to this, so I decided I was going to buy one merch shirt that's related to all this weeaboo
anime shit.
Yeah, and I got this really inappropriate Bowsette shirt from this company called Hauntless, they were very cool about it, and when they...
Of course they're very cool about it, they sell this shit!
I know, I almost considered getting their SacAnime one, though. Like, their SacAnime one was pretty good. But I got, like, I wanted to get their... For the
love of God!
Okay, actually, funny story with that one, though. When they gave me my shirt, after I paid for it, they put it on, like... They like, kind of just, like, plopped it right on top of their little vendor table, and when I grabbed it, I didn't realize. I just kind of scooped it up. I didn't realize I grabbed like another piece of merchandise with it, and I had to like, oh wait, this isn't mine, and I put it back down. I'm like, and it was like this like merch thong they had there that says horny on it, but like spelled like whore and then knee like horny. It's like a combination of whore and horny, and I'm like, oh wait. Almost walked off with this, guys. And I did not buy this. And he's like, you see him? He tried to make a move on it, as jokingly.
His boy was talked out.
Oh, do you want to talk about that on the 3rd day? What you saw when we're going home with my wife? The crowd of criticals.
Oh, okay. Day 1 rewind. As we're heading back to where we parked.
Which, by the way, I made me pay $30 just because we parked literally less than a block away, like right near the convention center.
It was literally a fucking 3-minute walk from the main hall. Anyway,
$30
as we walk towards where we parked, right in front of like the IMAX theater, we see 4 fucking criticals. 4 criticals.
It was bizarre. And then Tav lamented the fact that he did not plan enough to dress up as critical himself.
I wanted to. Okay, so here's a strap video idea. Maybe I'll revive it for winter. So I was like, no critical. I already have like the fucking black basketball shorts, right?
Yeah.
Wears the black shorts. I was like, well,
I'm sure they're black basketball shorts.
They are.
This man does not wear jeans.
No, never. I'm like, I can paint, I can get magic marker beard.
Which everyone does, apparently. Nobody has genuinely, like, flocked or grown, like, a real beard. Everybody...
I think that makes it funnier.
Everybody, like, Crayola markers, like, a beard onto themselves, which I think is hilarious.
So I'm like, I can magic marker a beard, get a fucking long hair wig and buy the white shirt, and then I can get a baseball cap, whatever. I can walk around as Critical, and I want to do a video where, like, hey guys, meet Critical at this anime convention, let's do this shit. And then I go up to like, so what gay anime character are you supposed to be? I see. I don't really watch anime. This shit's kind of gay. I don't even know why I'm here. Then that was gonna be the whole video of me going around being like, gay gay. That's gay.
Which is
that's
funny.
shitty. Makes my ass shit there.
Which is funny considering that like the year I went with when Saber was here, I ran into a Boris cosplayer, Life of Boris cosplayer, which is fun.
Yeah. So yeah, that was the whole strapped video I wanted to do. But you know what? Maybe there's still room for it to happen in winter.
Yeah.
I'll sit on that idea for a little bit, let it warm up, and then maybe it'll hatch.
Yeah. But then so day 3, I'm wearing my Bowsette shirt. I'm done with my 16mm. I decided for this convention I was gonna shoot 16 and 8. So I grabbed my 8mm camera. I was gonna get this one that I had been like kind of lubing and kind of cleaning on my own at home, like, but not in a way that's like super intrusive, because apparently everybody right now is refusing to service Bolex cameras that are either not 16 or non-reflex, because the parts don't exist anymore. They're too old. Their parts might be unavailable. They're too old, and also the price of these isn't worth it. It's like, what if I just want to keep it forever, dog? Well, that sounds like a you problem than an us problem. So anyways, I decided maybe I was going to wait on using that one. So instead, I'm going to use this, like, one that has a zoom on it, you know? So I decide to do that. And I'm like, so which also, I shoot about maybe 20 photos off the 24 exposure, film I got from the camera place downtown. So I have I thought it was 36 exposures. So I tell myself, great, I still have 16 exposures. That's still 16 cosplayers I can take pictures of. And the entire prep time for this, I'm telling myself, like, all right, I got to make sure that the auto exposure on these cameras are correct, because I do not want to lug my light meter with me. Because it's too much setup in a place I have to kind of essentially take snapshots. So I do a lot of trial and error. I find out that my 8mm camera actually takes really good exposure. Actually, when you put in the batteries in it, the exposure is really good. But on my 35 photo camera, the light meter is not great. I have to compensate it by turning up the alleged ISO of the film I'm using up down. I have to kind of underexpose it a little bit, or overexpose it a little bit. It's kind of weird. No, underexpose. Yeah. So I get it working, and then I load up and everything. We go. Day 2 is easier on my arms because now I don't have anchor arms. That my arms aren't tired from carrying around this 5 to 10 pound camera all day. And also my shoulder is thanking me for not having to shoulder those things too. Thank you for being your friend. Exactly. So I'm just walking around with my little camera. It's easier to use, but it takes a little bit more extra time because I have to kind of focus it a certain way, because I have to zoom in, get focus it correctly, and then zoom out, and then take the thing. I think I had better cosplayer interactions this time instead of just the usual wow, cool camera. What kind of camera is that? Or neat camera. Cool camera. Instead, I got we came across this Tommy Wiseau cosplayer who nobody recognized because they're not cultured. And Tab, you made the ultimate joke about that.
So the Tommy Wiseau cosplayer was accompanied with a Harley Quinn cosplayer, and said, "Oh, see, there's Tommy working on his Joker."
Yes, I'm going to be in the next Batman movie.
You want to know how I got these stars, Batman? Yeah,
but I recognize him. Actually, Tav was the one just I think, no, we both recognize him as Tommy. But you were specifically just it's those fucking high-waisted pants, and long hair, and the water bottle. I'm and he mentioned, people just think I'm in, my regular clothes here, and it's weird.
It's a normal-looking outfit, but at the same time,
it's kind of specific.
Wearing a fucking wig, okay?
Yeah. But I recognize him. I asked him
crazy.
I asked him to perform. I mean, he's gonna be maybe kind of bummed out that that his voice wasn't gonna show up on film, but his performance was captured for sure.
He got possessed by Tommy Wiseau.
Yeah, it was great. And then he just mostly walked around. Tav recognized this dude that I saw all 3 days, and I thought he was this is some weird version of Gonzo from the Muppet Show. like that I had from an episode I haven't seen or something.
I immediately recognized it. I'm like, oh, that's fucking Sea Bear Squidward.
And then I went and was like, I gotta get footage of this guy. No, I not footage. I gotta take a picture of this guy because like I used up my footage pretty quickly, which is good. It's only 25 feet, which
I finally have it. Canned bread.
I got footage of of Evangelion guys. A lot of good footage, I think, this time.
It was Ava Unit 1.
Ava Unit 1 and Evangelion man, Dr. Evangelion himself.
We got pictures of Breaking Bad. Cast.
Oh yeah, that was good too.
The whole gang was there. Gus, Walter, Jesse, but no Mike.
Yeah, that's unfortunate.
And when we went to go take a picture of them, as we walked away, I realized something. Fucking Gene Tarvitz / Saul Goodman / Jim McGill Cinnabon man was walking away from a group from them after taking a photo with the three of them.
Yeah, and it wasn't until I showed you a picture of that car I was like, wait, Tav, isn't this cosplayer dressing up like Cinnabon Saul or Gene?
And then I got pissed at him. I'm like, I became the angry emoji, realizing my mistake because they walked away right when we approached them.
Yeah,
I could have fucking grabbed them and be like, "Where do you think you're going?
Yeah.
You're taking a picture with them, with the Pomu."
What else? We got footage of Jesus. Wielding,
caught on camera.
Caught on camera, wielding a.
By the way,
a
Hunt
rifle.
for Jesus movie. You guys fucking suck. We got Jesus on camera at a convention. I don't know why you guys are hunting for Jesus. He was at Anime Con.
Yeah,
that's SacAnime.
I got footage of this Mai Shiranui cosplayer. What? I'll say it.
No. The story comes up. I like when you tell this story.
Why? It's
kind of funny that they're just...
Okay, so I'm trying to figure out a way... Because here's my problem with asking people to have somehow, like I said, post no clips through crowds just to, get to cosplayers he wants to take pictures of. And somehow he always catches them at the perfect moment where they're you can ask them and you're not interrupting anything.
Oh, because I wait.
Yeah.
Here's what I do. I notice and I don't say anything.
But somehow every cosplayer I want to get a hold of is always busy. They're busy, looking at the longest thing, and I feel I just feel weird to come up and, ask them. So I just I essentially circle around them like a disgusting creep, camera creep shark, waiting for the right moment to finally get a hold of them. And I finally do. But this one, this Mai Shiranui cosplayer was, talking to, I think, her, some of her friends at the con, or maybe some people that she just met at the con. And I'm just it's I need to talk to this. I need to ask. I need to get footage of this woman because she's the only KOF cosplayer I was able to recognize at the con, and I can't let this go because that's an iconic character from my childhood, and my life as a fighting game enjoyer, you know. So I just kind of circle around, I'm kind of trying to see if I can find a good opening and everything, and I just said fuck it, I'm just gonna go for it. I remembered Saber's and then Tav's no clippings. And I'm like, fuck it. I just go up to her just hey, do you mind if I get footage of your cosplay? And she's like, oh yeah, sure. And we go through it. She's actually moving around, doing different poses. And she starts asking, and then she just asks me so do you know who I'm supposed to be? And I'm like, yeah, you're Mai. And she's and she turns around to her friends see, he knows who I'm supposed to be. He's okay, second question. Do you know what game I'm supposed to be from? I'm like, yeah, you're from SNK Gal Fighters. I'm like, see, he knows because it's and she's she breaks down her cosplay about how she chose to be why she chose to be not only Mai Shiranui but Cowgirl Mai Shiranui, but not the Cowgirl bikini version from the SNK Gals Fighters game. Instead, she chose to be a cow print version of her regular outfit, which is just a lot of planning and thinking because it's just I want to do this, but I want to do that because I feel it's more iconic. And she just broke down her cosplay. And it was one of those moments where it's just this is the longest conversation I have had with another cosplayer that wasn't... Oh, actually, no. I take that back. I take it back. Day 2 had a longer conversation with someone. But I'll rewind to that in a second. This is the second longest conversation with a cosplayer I've had at this convention because this cosplayer genuinely wanted to talk about her cosplay and her fandom, and essentially her whole kind of gave me a brief history of her of her life as a cosplayer, and it's just like, this is cool. This is really cool. You know what? I'm gonna take a photo for my Instagram for this, and I'm gonna share it. You lads on the Discord and people who follow me on Twitter and Instagram, I have already seen this cosplayer. You know it, but it was a great moment. Now, I say this realizing I've completely disrespected this other cosplayer I took a picture of, because her cosplay was an even more baffling choice, and I felt like maybe it came off as a dick, but also like, for God's sakes, like, this is insane, but also much respect for you to do this. So I came across this cosplayer who was dressed up like Hollywood from Ralph Bakshi's Great Failure, Cool World. And I saw him like, she looks like she's dressed up like Holly. I gotta go up and ask. So I asked, like, excuse me, are you dressed up as Hollywood from Cool World? He's like, oh my god, yeah, you recognize it. I'm like, oh my god, could I please take footage of your cosplay? Also, another one that moved, did the dance moves from the friggin' thing, from the movie. And then I had a conversation asking, like, so, like, why? Like, this, it's, like, she's like, oh yeah, it's a very bad movie. It's like, it's awful. And we, like, bonded a little bit over, like, or not bonded, but we had, like, this nice little convo about how the original...
Soul bonded, I get it.
How the original version was much cooler, and, like, I just asked, like, but also, like, she's cool, but also, like, why? Like, this is, I mean, I want to, like, so, like, why would you? But also, like, this is cool that you did. She's like, well, because she has cool, like, evil girl boss energy, and I dig it. I'm like, all right, cool. And, you know, we went our separate ways, as you do. Tav somehow, I feel like, makes more... I don't know, actually, we can talk about my coworker in a second and the chums he makes at conventions. But somehow, for some reason, I feel like you make... I don't know if it's true, but in my head, I feel like you make more acquaintances at cons than I do. But that's mostly because I'm a man on a mission when I go to cons.
I mean, I'm also a bit of a man on a mission, but...
to find those fucking gunplas. I cannot walk the floor without Tav just going like, out of my way. Where's the gunpla? Sir, how much for this gunpla?
How much for this?
How much for this? This month, like $70. I'll give you $25. Take it or leave.
I'll give you 50p.
I'll give you $50. Fuck you, bastard.
Dude hands the money, walks out the vendor.
Hey, he's stealing. He owes me $25. Carlos, please, we gotta get out of here. He wants the rest of his money back. Oh, you also talked about you talked a little bit about it, but like, I like that you took a commission from somebody right there.
Yes. This time makes me feel shitty. Okay, so...
It still makes you feel shitty that you don't know the
man's
name.
Yeah, so let's talk about this for a minute, alright? Now we can talk about some vendor shit, right?
You can also tell them about about the moment that made you want to post an r/made me smile.
Our wholesome 100.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Keanu Bichungus moment.
Let's finish up our cosplayer talk, and then you can tell. I want your POV is much more interesting than mine. I feel of this wholesome 100 moment.
All right. Do you have any more cosplayer story?
No, it's just those are the most notable ones for me, honestly. But please tell the people what you saw me do.
I saw him.
Yes or no?
Yeah, I saw him. Make a weeaboo cry. I'm just kidding. No. So as we're walking around.
Oh, actually, speaking of weeaboos crying, that is a story I got to tell. But go on.
Yeah. Okay, so
I shouldn't have phrased it that way. That's awful. But go on.
We're walking around with Bula, and he's taking pictures. You just finished taking a picture of this cosplay, and two young ladies walked up.
You can just say kids. We don't know their gender. They could identify differently.
No, that's true. Yeah, you're right. Okay, these two kids walk up, and she's like, "What type of camera do you have?" Or they're like, "What type of camera do you have?"
Hey, what kind of camera is that?
What type of camera is that? And then Krallis proceeds to have a nice, wholesome, like, educator, teacher level conversation with the kid about cameras. And I just see that the kid is, like, listening pretty intently to what Krallis is saying. they're like really soaking in the knowledge they just received. And I just can't help but smile because Krylos, this is a wholesome moment. You know, he's passing down his massive knowledge about cameras. He's passing knowledge on. And it was just a wholesome 100 Keanu Reddit moment. I would give Krylos 100 karma for that one.
Thank you.
But yeah, it was a nice, cool little moment that happened.
Do you want me to bring up the Sag moment that the weird Sag moment that I witnessed, or do you want to go into what you wanted to, or your story?
No, you can go into yours.
Okay, this is towards the end of the third day. Everything's closing up. Sun's going down. Hey, big guy, sun's going down. Proceeds to crush Black Widow. Doesn't get a whole movie. She dies right then and there. How come there's all these different versions of the Hulk, but there's no Thought Crusher Hulk?
How come no White Widow?
Yeah. How come no Brown Widow?
How come no Middle Eastern Widow?
Yeah. Anyways.
How I know Asian Widow? I'm just asking, you know, Marvel, you want to be inclusive? Okay.
Yeah. 50. Fuck you, bastards.
50p. This.
So, Tab and I are at this like place that has like these books. I'm contemplating like, do I want to buy one of these kind of expensive books? They're kind of like, I could get the same ones, probably pay the same price for them online, but like I won't have to pay for shipping. They're right here. I kind of want them, but they haven't marked down their prices. In fact, a lot of it's they're in fact their strategy isn't to like mark them down to get rid of them. It's to like, hey, last chance, we're almost closing. You know, if you want them, it's the last one.
$20.
Yeah,
$4 each.
Yeah, it's literally that. And as I'm like looking at these things, looking at the little Jeep Posket things, I witness. I mean, I had been around. Tab and I had like circled around this vendor booth a few times, and each time I noticed there was this kind of like tall girl in this like kind of like cardigan, like this blue cardigan, kind of hanging out. I thought like, okay, it looks like she's like working there. And then as I'm like making my final decisions as to whether or not I want to even get one of these, I notice her talking to one of the other people. It's like to some dude at the con, and I could visibly see that she's upset. Like she's like tearing up. She's like really upset, and she's having this quiet argument that is getting louder in volume as it goes. And as she makes her final statement, she shrieks the last word, and then covers her eyes so nobody sees her crying, and runs off and like walks away, and then runs off kind of crying. And I'm all like, if I had not seen, like, either anime is so ingrained into these people, either anime is
these savages.
Fuck you. Either anime is so ingrained into these con goers that like even when they have to express their like genuine like emotional breakdowns, it turns into an anime scene, or this is one of the most perfectly acted anime scenes ever, because she literally ran off crying like in an anime. And it was like either this is fake or this is real, and this is how ingrained anime tropes are into the human experience now. But if it was real, that was upsetting to see, and I feel bad for that girl. But if it was fake, why? Either way, it wasn't. Someone did not have a good time if it was real.
Yeah. That it?
I'm trying to think what else.
Number 9. Number 6.
Oh, we ran into another legend at the end of the con.
Banana Mark
himself, Markolis.
You literally see we leave that area. You're like, oh, let's go see this other booth with with older cool things.
I'm trying to think about buying Midnight Panther.
Panther. Panther. Shout out to Trumo. Panther.
Panther Trumo. Hey
anyway.
Trumo, Panther.
I already see him right now. He's growling. He's doing the angry emoji, basically listening to this. Anyway, as we're about to leave, he comes up to me. He's like, "Well, look who it is."
Well, look who it is.
Yeah, and Markolis, Banana Mark, himself. I have not seen this man's in like 5 years. I've kept in contact with him via social media, but physically, with my own eyes, and had a conversation with him, I have not in 5 years. And it was fucking beautiful. This man has not aged a day. He has not changed.
Same guy.
Same guy. No difference. And it was so fun. It was a treat. And he brought along 2 friends from his work with him. And
both very delightful gentlemen. I would say... Oh, actually, no. You have a mauled. You promised the people a mauled last on the stream. Like, you're going to go into unhinged manic energy. But let's... I want to show you the difference in between Marcolis' friends, your podcaster friends, and Jod's friends. All of them seem like decent, normal, grounded human beings who just came here to enjoy an anime convention. In fact, Marcolis himself was in his own makeshift
One Piece Luffy,
and which read as One Piece Luffy. It read, which versus someone else's cosplay that you told me was in cosplay at the winter convention. Which, after you told me, made me upset to know that that's what he thought was a cosplay. Like, this is insane. This doesn't... You never read to me. You just came like, you said to dress up nicely for the convention. Which, you know what? You can do that. It's perfectly normal if you want to dress up nicely. But do not tell me you are dressed up like this character from this fighting game. You know who you are.
Nah, he ain't gonna listen to this shit. He's far behind. He fell off.
Yeah.
Anyway, we had a nice pleasant conversation.
Yeah.
They got to witness Unhinged Man at Tav.
Oh yeah, you had a long no.
I played it up though.
You did play it up, but like I like how you broke down how Naruto essentially decided to retire to become the mayor of his town. He had realistic goals, but which kind of upset your Marcolis' friends, because just like, yeah, but that's such a lame goal to have in retrospect. And it's just like, is it
Naruto? All Naruto wants to do in life is become a civil servant.
Yes. But he loses all of his training. When you have 2 nukes, why not use them all the time?
And I also agreed with that. Why have Naruto be the mayor of the town? You know,
people just... Here, I tried to say this and you weeaboos fucking would not listen to me.
Okay.
And I'm going to say it right now. Here's my opinion for the record and why I think that's a perfectly valid goal for Naruto to have. If you're spending your entire fucking childhood and adolescence in young adulthood fucking getting into wars and destroying your bodies beyond repair to the point where you don't have cartilage in your bone in your joints anymore, why not retire and become the Hokage? The mayor of town. I would. And if I'm still powerful enough to hey, I'm gonna just whip out my nuke power to kill everybody, I'll just do it. You have the perfect mayor who's secretly your secret weapon. Also, who's to say Naruto, Naruto and his assassin friends aren't practicing on the side?
Okay, I didn't explain this, but Naruto as Hokage literally sends out shadow clones to go do things, which is also a weird point of contention for his son. Shadow clones are clones, and they also kind of disappear. But his son gets pissed with the fact that he only pulls a poor dad. Can't be man enough to see me on his own. He's gotta have a shadow clone go and see me.
Fuck you, Boruto. You
little fucking belch. He's busy. Okay? He raised you, you fucking cock. Because he didn't just become... He wasn't always Hokage right away. If anything, Boruto starts with Naruto becoming Hokage.
Isn't he a better dad than his own father already?
Carlos, his father fucking died saving him.
I know, but still. I mean, he's better than a lot of anime dads.
Yeah, he's present.
Yeah.
He's better than fucking Sasuke.
Oh, yeah.
Sasuke has never seen his daughter for fucking years as he's in and out being a fucking homeless one-armed bum. Alright? Walking around being a walking, talking nuke edgelord. His own daughter's like, I've never seen my dad before. Goes to meet his dad, and Sasuke, being a dickhead, pulls out a fucking kunai and is about to kill his own daughter. Because he doesn't know what she looks like. That was written.
How?
He's a fucking muck.
Yeah, okay. So anyways. But these are lovely people. These are lovely kids. And I like them all. Marcus, actually, Marcola seemed very happy to see me again. He seemed very pleased to see me, and we were kind of giving you guys looks as you guys were having Naruto arguments. You're just like, these nerds, am I right? So
he's a fucking nerd too.
I know.
He literally showed me like, check it out, I got these Demon Slayer Lego figures.
Okay, you want to talk about the artwork that that Charles Martinet's assistant refused to let him sign?
Okay, so
there's these beautiful masterworks.
I've seen them online before. They're these masterworks of this buff model Waluigi and this buff model Wario.
Sex monster Wario.
Yeah.
No, tell the audience how you described the difference between the
male model Waluigi and Set's icon Wario.
No, but tell me, like, you look at Waluigi, that's a male model. You look at Wario, what's the first thing that comes to mind?
Sex.
No.
He's fucking.
No, he fucks.
Wario's fucking your mama.
Waluigi looks like he's just a regular model. Wario looks like he fucks. If you invite this specific Wario to your house, he's fucking your family.
The minute he walks into your door, he's looking at your mom. He's like, "Give me a second." And then him and your mom walk into her bedroom, and you just hear the bed. And he walks out. He's like, "Bring in your father."
No, I'm gonna pull up the clip for this one.
Yeah. But yeah, this Wario fucks. Not to say that Wario always doesn't fuck.
Hold on. Sorry. Go on.
Not to say that Wario doesn't look like he always fucks. But this Wario is fucking 24/7, 7 days a week.
That's the sounds that are coming out. That's
my fault.
That's your dad. Then he sees your older sister and he goes. And then he comes out and he's like, "All right, now it's your turn." And it goes. Anyways, Wario fucks.
Wario fucks. Yeah. So they wouldn't let Charles Martinet sign that apparently, which I'm like, bro, come on.
For the love of God!
I think the Waluigi one is slightly more tamer than the fucking Wario one. But damn it, I would love. Fuck that agency handle. I wonder if Martinet was like also like, hey, I don't want to sign that. Yeah. But
I feel it's fair. It's a fair rule to have. Like maybe he's uncomfortable seeing sexed up versions of his characters he draws. I don't know how.
I'm bringing Sean Schimmel's sexy Goku next.
Okay, let me ask you this: real talk. You're a voice actor. If you were a mainstream voice actor who voiced iconic anime characters enough for people to want to invite you to their convention, so their fans can meet you and get stuff signed, so they can then sell on the second market because you charge extra money for Funko Pops.
Oh yeah, I'm selling this Dragon Ball GT signed by Sean Schimmel tape on eBay, brother.
Okay, I want you to talk about the Funko Pop. I'll give your Funko Pop mold. Actually, there's 2 molds I need you to do after this one. But okay, let's say your iconic character, Alan Timberfoot, the gnome wizard, and people show up.
Hello.
It's just like people just like Mr. Funkle, could you please sign would you please sign this sexy artwork of Alan Timberfoot?
Yes, immediately.
Will you sign this body pillow? And by body pillow, it's like actually a throw pillow, but because that's how big Alan is in real IRL.
Of course.
Like, not even a throw pillow, it's like a head pillow. Because I think Alan would be the same size. They just, like, put him on there. And it's like one side is like him. Like,
1-to-1 scale.
Yeah, it's 1-to-1 scale. It's like, will you please sign my sex pillow of Alan Timberfoot?
Of course. No problem.
Want me to do the voice? I want you to think about this when you go to sleep bed at night.
Oh yeah, baby. Let's cuddle up together.
I cast grease.
Let me cast grease on my cock. I cast grease on my cock. A little bit of lubricant goes a long way.
I cast Blade of Disaster and have sex with the rift in the planar rift. Okay. But yeah, day 3, I feel like I got things down. It was cool. I had a wholesome moment. I had another long conversation with a cosplayer about their cosplay, which was
Hey,
cool.
what about the shirt story?
Oh yeah. Then I had...
Woke up this morning.
Towards the end of it, we were walking around. I had this girl walk up to me. This young woman walk up to me. And I'm like, she's coming up to me. She wants... What reason would this girl have to ask me for something? Do I look like someone? Am I dressed up like someone? What is going on? But she comes and is like, oh my god, where did you get that shirt? I'm like, oh, like, where did you buy that shirt? And I had to sadly explain to her, like, oh, I didn't buy this shirt. This shirt was made for me. It's actually homemade. My wife made this for me. Like, your wife made this for you? And I could see she was getting ready to ask, does she do commissions or something? Does she sell shirts like this? And I told her, like she made this years ago. I'm sorry, but she doesn't do commissions or anything. She doesn't sell stuff. Unfortunately, like, oh, dang. I'm like, can I take a picture of your shirt anyways? He's just like, yeah, sure. And so I let her take a picture of my shirt, of me wearing the shirt, and she's like, oh, I wish if your wife ever decided to make shirts like this, she would make much money. I guarantee it. I'm like, thanks. So that was very cool, and I told my wife about it. She felt very good about her sewing, which she does less of. She's more of a knitter these days. She likes to knit more. That was cool. I had someone else compliment my shirt as well. Not as much as the sushi shirt, but this a little went a long way. And it's funny because this shirt is kind of big, so it actually kind of covered up my Bowsette t-shirt underneath, which is kind of a shame because that's kind of what I wanted people to see. But at the same time, I feel like this year I took less pictures of people's cool shirts. Anyways.
What a shame.
So, before we finish off this, I want to talk about some of the trends. Do you want to go into your mold, or so we can finish off with some of the cool trends and stuff that you see, or do you want to talk about the fun stuff and then end with a mold?
I'll end with my manic mold.
End?
I'll end with the manic mold.
Okay. So, what was the main trend difference you saw this year, this for the winter versus the summer?
Oh, honest, a lot more Spy Family.
Well,
a lot of the mom Yor.
Oh yeah,
because
everybody was Yor. Also, you've been going to SacAnime every year.
Mm-hmm.
Was there as many bunny girls walking around this year as there was last year?
It's popular mostly because of the anime
Bunny Senpai.
Rascal Dreams of fucking
Bunny Senpai or whatever.
Trash. Anyway.
Oh, okay, thank you. I don't care. I'm never gonna watch it. But go on. And also, it's an easy cosplay. It's literally just like you can make the leotard or buy the leotard, get the fishnets, get the high heel shoes, and then get the bunny ears. It's easy. You can make any character do a bunny girl. It's an easy cosplay to do.
I also saw a lot of from Dress Up Darling Marin Katigawa.
Okay. Oh yeah, that's right.
Kitagawa, especially because here's the thing: she should be like their fucking icon. Because the whole point of that show is cosplay.
Yeah, but
she's a fucking beginner cosplay who happens to meet mans who can design.
And unfortunately, she's not because hot mom from Spy Family is a thing. Which, by the way, as I've said, I think I've gone on record saying this. I do not think she's that hot. I do not get her appeal. I guess that makes me the monster.
You need to watch the show.
I'll get around to it after I watch all my weird porn shows on Tubi.
Anyway, so some Marin it's easy to do her because she's pretty it's just a fucking whatever. Especially if it's I'm still seeing MLP and Homestuck cosplays, which I can't believe those are around. In fact, I saw little kids, preteens or even young teenagers, still dressing up like Dave Strider from they're
Homestuck.
keeping the dream alive. Andrew the Bussy Hussy.
Andrew the Bussy Hussy.
No, the Clussy.
You're right. No, I don't want to think of a
trickster mode, bro.
Whatever.
Anyway,
Gamzee, bro.
Gamzee and what was his name? Turlios.
Yeah.
Yeah. Cheerios and Gamzee and the whole trickster mode shit. Whatever. Fucking homestead bullshit. Ain't no one gonna care about.
Yeah.
All right. No tipsy bartender cosplays. No one walking around giving people jungle juice. If I gotta do it, then so be it.
I actually want to talk about some cosplay ideas in a second. So a lot of bunny girls. I actually saw a few like Moomin cosplays. It's mostly Snufkin, because Snufkin is literally just like a green witch hat, like a green like coat, and then like a yellow, what do you call it, like scarf. I did not commit any of them to film, unfortunately, but I thought it was cool to see a lot of Snufkin cosplayers. Because also, weirdly enough, Moomin's become like a weird little, like, gotten a new dose of fandom from, like, a bunch of people who are clearly Tumblr refugees who have developed an affinity for, like, the gentleness of Tove Jansson's cartoons.
Wait, refugees? I thought it was pronounced refugee. Yes, I said in the camp refugee.
That's a refugee camp, Stan!
Anyway,
But yeah, so a lot of that. Still seeing a lot of Demon Slayer still going strong. A lot of Rengoku cosplayers. A lot of people dressing up like Tev's D&D character. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, it was awesome. My D&D character is so popular. People were dressed up as them. Funny enough,
hard to believe that those few posts that have like 5 likes on my Instagram and no likes on Twitter spawned all of these like cosplayers. My God,
it's awesome. But he's my original character. Anyway.
And then also, what's the name of the pink and green haired girl from Demon Slayer?
Oh, Mitsuri.
Yeah, a lot of Mitsuri cosplay, because obviously, if you could walk around with like your boobs spilling through your little whatever your uniform, why not? Also, a lot of little sister cos. I think those are the 3.
I witnessed on Saturday morning. Mm-hmm. Well, not Saturday morning. I witnessed on Saturday. I was at SacAnime convention, and I saw the cosplay booth that had the cosplay stuff, and I saw a mom and dad talking with their daughter about how she wanted to get the Nezuko cosplay, and they bought it right there. They bought the Nezuko cosplay for the daughter, and they went through changing to it. I imagine they would it, but yeah, they bought it.
I saw a couple of Amogus cosplays. In fact, I think I saw the same Amogus cosplayer.
The sexy yellow one.
Yeah. From Winter. I saw her again.
Sexy Among Us?
Cue the twerking thing. Okay. I think the other funny thing that I saw, not funny thing, but the wholesome thing are like the family cosplays. I saw an older man genuinely, and I committed him to film on Sunday, cosplay as Speed Racer. And I know this guy's an old head, because it's clear that this man watched Speed Racer when he was a child, and he did not know he was watching anime for the first time. He just thought it was a cartoon. Saw a lady dress up as Underdog on Sunday, which is cool. Then we saw the greatest Dragon Ball family of all time.
Oh, they were awesome.
The mom was Bulma in her like kind of desert outfit. The dad, Yamcha. The oldest son, Tien Shinhan. Their like oldest daughter was Bulma, like from Dragon Ball, and their 2 youngest boys were Goku and Krillin, respectively.
No, the daughter was Chi-Chi.
Oh, yeah, sorry, Chi-Chi. It was Chi-Chi. And it's just like, oh my god, beautiful Dragon Ball family. These people win.
There was at some point that I saw, this ball is full of wham. Oh, anyway. That was awesome to see.
Oh, I have another story real quick. My wife saw this Dark Souls cosplayer, Mr. Praise the Sun.
Oh, Solaire.
Yeah, Solaire. And she kept noticing, like, when he would get into, like, little battles with other people, like, some Assassin's Creed cosplayer, he would just do the thing where he rolls around. And my wife genuinely thought, watching this like, Templar Crusader guy do a bunch of rolling around on the convention floor was hilarious to her. It's like, we got a roller! Every time she would see him, like, we got a roller! It's like, Caitlin, it's what he does. He rolls.
He's rolling.
Yeah.
Rolling.
All right, what was the last thing you wanted to say about the cosplay?
Last thing I want to say,
if you got a family,
bring them to the convention center. It's wholesome. No, I'm kidding.
It can't be.
Let's just say Mrs. Mule Boy 2. Coming soon. I'm kidding.
All right.
Or am I?
Mauled.
Mauled?
Mauled time. You promised. You promised the people they had to sit through.
Oh, wait, no. I got one more
2 hours of this.
I got one more thing
All
to
right.
say.
Fine. Hashtag Pomu plush bottom text.
Pomo plush bottom text.
You talked about this on the stream.
I did. Actually, okay. Yeah, let's go to Mauled. On Friday, I saw a vendor booth, and it had a lot of older anime stuff. I'm like, oh, nice. I'm right now. I'm like this in this old head anime phase. Okay, and I see a classic OVA from the mid '80s, late '90s.
What, didn't you also find the thing that's like? Where's the? Didn't you take a picture of that clown dating sim game coming soon?
Yeah.
I need to send me that, please. I need to get in. Like that's the true classy. Anyways, go on.
Yeah. Kurasi, as they say in Japan.
Please.
I went to the Japanese business like, oh yes, I only like the kurasi. The kurasi. Anyway, so I talked to him. I'm like, oh, Wicked City is great. So I said, yeah, man, it's a classic. This is a good one. So I buy it for $20. I would give him $20. It's Friday. Saturday, I don't pass by it, or I forget about it. Sunday. After I'd spent my budget at SacAnime, I'm content. We stop by because we see little North Star figures, and I see. Oh, let me give you context. So when I buy the VHS tape, I asked him like, "Do you have any more?" He's like, "Well, I got Ninja Straw out there." I'm like, "Anything else?" Like, "No, not right now," or "No." I'm like, "Okay." Sunday, in the same spot, I found Wicked Titty. 9 VHS tapes. 3 North Star ones. And 1 of the Legend of the Overfiend Arutsuki Doji. And some Ninja Stroll and some other stuff. There. At the end of my day. After I spent my budget. And I was like, you fucking old man. You fucking cuckold. You told me you didn't have any more VHS tapes. You said you were out. You fucking cock. Where did all these come from, old man? Was this a box you got to bring? Huh? Did dementia sit in already? I was so fucking pissed. I'm seething about it.
I saw it live. He was genuinely upset. He'd blown his budget. He'd blown his cum. And none of it landed on these tapes. Yeah. They all splooged all over everything else, but they missed his tapes. And the old man had a rule: whatever you splooge on, you buy. It's for free because I want to see how good your aim is. I was all
out of fresh cum.
He tried, and it couldn't get less than a foot away. He missed all of those tapes. He was
Poor Peter. Too weak to come on VHS tapes.
No, I just want to come on yours.
That a boy.
I just want to come on a laser disc.
That a boy. Anyway, I'm so pissed. I'm like, God damn it! Where were these? Where were these? Where were these yesterday? Where were these Friday? Where were these?
What do you mean it all right?
Genuine angry emoji. I had a Frankenstein. No, I did that last night, the Frankenstein.
He had a live
Frankenstein reaction. Saber, do we get that as a meme? Live Frankenstein reaction?
Yeah.
Anyway, that was my seed. But I'll tell you another funny thing. Going back to day 2 about VHS tapes. I come across a booth of a guy selling out-of-print stuff. Mostly cards, but he had a lot of out-of-print things. He had 3 out of 4 of the Serial Experiment Lanes VHS tapes, which are kind of rare, $60 each. If I had the funding for it, if I had the funds for it, I would have picked up all 3. Because those are amazing finds. You cannot find at such a great price like that. I regret it.
Oh, I found the clip.
I like this in your mom's spaghetti.
John was pissed that was his mom's spaghetti. Why was he mad?
He doesn't like it. Oh no, he doesn't like it. All right, go on.
I can't see anything. I'm
You were
blind.
pissered.
I was so pissed about it.
Because
I was like,
have you seen? Do you have any other VHS tapes? I can't see it. I'm blind. I don't see them. I could be blind. Well, maybe you can't see them because I fucking hide them. You stupid, you fucking piece of shit. Vendor, please go to the convention hall office.
fine. Oh, well. Anyway, that was my fucking mauled. It was.
Oh,
wait, I woke
talk
up
about my coworker's chum that you saw.
Okay, so day 3, we meet up with them again. We're talking with them. They're in the upstairs area where everybody's kind of hanging out.
Listen to me.
Listen to me.
You listen to me, Peter.
Hey, Peter, listen to me.
Wait.
Stop all the downloading.
Yeah, this is not even worth a captain's log, because this is darn serious. My Lois and my family is mad at me. Yeah, it's my fault, all right. It's my fault. But I want those pictures of my home off the internet right now.
Listen to me. You listen to me. Get those pictures.
I want you to know that Tev made wheelchair motions when he did the whole Joe as Bob Chandler walking in.
You know what the county will do, Peter, when they see when you see your house, they're gonna take it away.
I know. I'm just trying to get everyone with my power.
What you've done is take a knife and killed your family.
Actually,
do it. Work on it.
He's the cop. Why would he just arrest Peter right then and there?
No, he's trying to help Peter.
Whatever.
He wants to give Peter a chance. That's his friend.
Alright, fine.
Because oftentimes in the show, he's Peter's friend first, top second.
They say the cops aren't corrupt.
I don't know. Like, there's that scene where, Joe pulls over Brian and then has to fucking tow his car, and then Brian then he asks Joe, can I get a ride? And he's like, no. And then he calls up for an Uber, and the Uber turns out to be Joe putting on the Uber, so I'm like, alright. So, think that what you will about cops. Anyway, fuck cops, eat the rich.
Okay, go on. So, my coworker, his chum.
My friend, his coworker, his former coworker. Now, I guess I can call him kind of your friend now.
Yeah, I would. Yeah, perhaps. I never call people my friend.
I think he would be offended if he didn't call him.
I never call people my friend until they drop the F word themselves. All right? When they call me their friend, I'll consider them their friend.
What if Nardo was real and called you his friend? How did you reiterate that? It could be Anyway.
Fire, no good.
No, icky, no good.
Ugh, burning flames, up to mischief.
This is no good.
Very icky.
Ugh, the flames are spreading wildly. Very icky, no good.
Why, Frankenstein reaction? Fire?
Anyway, we meet up with them again, and we're having a conversation, and Krause goes to go take... No. Actually, let's start this. We meet up with them again, and we notice a cosplayer holding a sign saying for $1, I'll step on you. And
somehow I'm the bad... Somehow they made me the bad guy in that scenario.
They made us both the bad guys, so hold on. His friend my friend's friend points it out, so we'll call him Guy. Guy points it out, and Chris is like...
Oh, I dare you to do it. And then
and I literally tell him... I literally tell him. No, his coworker does his friend. I literally say, if you want to do it, I'll literally pay for the $1. I have the $1 right here. We'll go up and do it. He's like, no, I'm afraid she's underage. I'm like, to be fair, kind of fair to him, she did look like she might be over 18, but under 18. But at the same time, I really hope that she's making the right decision, and that it is just a fear that she just looks youthful like that, and she could be 18 plus. It is kind of weird if you're a kid doing that. But at the same time, kids are fucking crazy. It is an anime convention. But regardless.
And they're unsupervised.
Unsupervised, Batman. Anyway. I keep telling
Which, by the way, hold on, to add to this, I told Tav, like, you should get, like, you know what? Spend $1 on me. I'll do a POV, you're getting stepped on. And then his chum was like, his chum was like, I don't know, man, she looks kind of underage. I'm like, great. Now I'm less inclined to do it. But also, you fucking cowards.
They keep talking about Big Game like, I'm fighting Hinata, man, I'm gonna do it. And then guess what we find? A Hinata cosplayer in the same area.
Which he kept talking about, like, oh, my friend's a man of culture, my chum's a man of culture. If you see Hinata cosplayer, let us know.
His man's not a man of culture. He's kind of a low-key scumbag. And I'll talk about that right now. Anyway, that's the little maul. That's it. Either way, SacAnime, summer 2022, 9 out of 10. Would have been a 10 out of 10 if I didn't witness
Baba Bowie
and whatnot. But it was pretty fun. I had a great time. I am now a Pomu plush richer. And yeah.
And I am going to... Okay, quick thing before we... Here's my maul. Here's a mistake I made. Okay. Last day of the con, I did not realize I had 4... I did not have 16 pictures left. I had 4... Actually, I had 4, because I had gone up... I've taken 20 pictures on the second day. So as I get to pick number 4, I realize, like, me kind of like winding it is getting a little harder. I'm like, what the hell is this? Why is this getting a little harder to wind? And I keep thinking I have 16, so I have it set up to wind for like, or not to 16 more, and to like wind past the 4, and I realize like, oh wait, maybe it's only 4. So I kind of look at it, like, oh, it is only 4. So I start to like rewind it back into the cassette, and there's a lot of tension in it, and just like, why is this hard to wind back? And I keep doing it until I hear like kind of a weird snap. I'm like, is this tear because I ripped it off the thing, or did the rip off the cassette? And obviously, if I open it, I ruin that film. So I pretty much like realized like, I think I ripped my movie and my photos, and the only way I can unwind them is if I do it at home in pure darkness, pure dankness.
Yeah, smoked up the
and I realized bathroom. All this could have been avoided if I had just paid attention to how many exposures I had, and also how many if I had just like pressed the shutter to release it. Fuck. So I was very pissed. But now I have to develop this thing tonight or tomorrow. So depending on how things go. So
I'll tell you. Okay.
So
to end on a lighter note, I kept making a joke the whole time.
Oh, what about the cosplay ideas? Here's for the future.
Okay.
Heritage for the future.
Okay, so either I do a Peter Thanos, so I have the glove, or do Peter Darkseid, Peter side. Jeff, because I saw Jeff the Killer, I'm like, look at that, Jeff the Killer in 2022 at Summer SacAnime. That's wonderful. You can tell it's a kid. And I said, what if I'm Jeff the Driller? Where I'm the same thing, but I'm wearing like the I'm wearing like a little like apron, and I got like a portable like thing, like little like handmade grill thing, and I'm just, it's a prop, whatever. So I'm actually not going to be grilling because I don't think they'll allow that.
Yeah, I told them that you can build one out of like cardboard and some shit. Yeah.
And then the last one, the one that made Carlos fucking cackle laughing, is Not So Slenderman. And you want to reenact how that went?
Yes, I said, Tav, be Slender, dress up like Slenderman, but then call yourself Not So Slenderman. And then Tav, I don't know what it was. If I said like, yeah, and then people just like, look, Slenderman, and then Tav reenacts his first reaction to if somebody said Slenderman. He then half-assedly waves his hand and says, "Kill yourselves."
Kill yourself.
Like kill yourselves.
Kill yourselves.
And I thought like it'd be so funny if Not So Slenderman is so half-assedly Slenderman. He just like commands like, all right, You're a proxy, you're dead, you die, kill yourself, you're cool, you're a proxy, cool, kill yourself. And the idea of Not So Slender Man just stuck into the rest of the day. Thinking about, like, doing a version of Slender Man, but Tav, but then also being absurdly lazy, and then making the joke like, for a guy with no mouth, you sure do eat a lot. That's it, kill yourself. What, are you too lazy to do it?
You don't want me to do this.
I'm giving you a chance.
I can either bring you in dead, or I can have you kill yourself.
Go ahead, fat man. Kill me.
Slenderman, Not So Slenderman doesn't even use tentacle shit to fucking, like, pierce your body or whatever. Now I just imagine that Not So Slenderman just goes up to you and just snaps your neck.
Yeah, so perhaps...
Alright, now I need you guys to find a new props to replace that one. And bury that one in the woods. That'll be good fertilizer. Actually, don't give me that right now. I'll just eat it. Anyway, but yeah, that's Not So Slenderman. And on a funnier note, a running gag I kept saying was like, Travis, oh no! We left Trumo... You forgot to fill up Trumo's water bowl!
And I said, no, it's fine. I sold the Sprite. My wife's at home. She can fill it up.
To which I'm like, Travis, I don't think he likes the Sprite.
No, I said, no, he loves Sprite. If he didn't like it, he would tell me. And he hasn't, so I just assumed that he likes it.
So yeah, that's SacAnime.
Yeah. So hopefully we'll go back for winter. Tav is trying to convince me to like get my own booth so I can sell my own wares there, and I told him no, I have no confidence as an artist, so please leave me alone. And he's like, no, you can do it. Your art is good. You're going through a good period right now. Which means, like, excuse me, does that imply I went through a bad period? So,
hey, that's how that conversation went.
Your art is looking really good lately. I'm like, implying what? Anyways, so we don't go on too long. Essentially that was our thing. That's my Batman story. That's my Batman movie. So, yeah, we had a good time. Would go again. Would like to go next year. Hope next year for winter. I think I like. Look, to be fair, I feel like I would kind of like winter more because it's less crowded. But maybe it might get more crowded. With now that conventions are kind of getting back more. So I don't know. We'll see. I mean, I'm liking winter more. Hopefully, I'll have time to go for winter. Probably, depending on how things come out with these films, I probably might just switch over to 8mm so it's easier to hold and maneuver, and my arms are getting tired all weekend. And honestly, one of my 8mm cameras fits better in my little cyclist backpack. So my messenger bag. But yeah, that was it, man. I mean, it was fun. Like I said, I want to go. I want to go again. I don't know how many times I have to say that. So, you want to take us out?
With pleasure. Thank you for listening to this extended, very long, extended.
We literally had to cover 3 days and a half.
Yeah. Thank you for listening.
Oh, and then we had Denny's on the third day, as is our ritual.
On the third day, and then today we rest. Anyway. Thank you for listening to this episode of Half Fellas, Big Fellas, half episode, whatever. 0.5 episode, whatever I decided that's in the title. It is an extended one to make up for the fact that there was no upload last week.
That's fair.
Thanks for listening. Follow the socials. You know all the good stuff. Don't buy any NFTs.
Unless they're from Norbert's Fine Treasures.
Yeah, and go watch some ultra-violent horror anime.